Hey guys, Marcus here with Mire Group CPAs, and we're starting a new series called Cloud 101. And what I want to do is I really want to double down on all the things we've been doing over the last couple of years as far as content as it relates to cloud accounting, and connected apps. And I want to bring it back down a level so people can get an understanding of why we're telling people that this is the best way to run your business from an efficiency standpoint, but also from a real-time data standpoint. So I'm going to give you an easy example, which is our preferred accounting software, Xero. So I've kind of laid this out here with Xero, and this is how I describe it to a lot of clients. I say Xero is the hub in your wheel, and you have other spokes that you would connect. And so we're going to get into some of the basics of Xero, which is an accounting software, and then we'll get into, over the series, other connected apps and how you can manage your business best with Xero at the hub and other connected apps. So let's kind of get into Xero and why we like it so much, and maybe contrast it with what you're doing right now, which is if you're not using a cloud-based software, you're using a desktop software. Kind of compare and contrast, tell you why we like Xero, especially why we like it because it's a cloud-based software, and get into some of the details. So come to the first few things that got me with Xero when I started using it about 5 years ago was the 24/7 access. All right, what do we mean by that? Well, it's a cloud-based solution, which means you access Xero via a web browser or the Xero app. So think about how you may be running your business now in terms of accounting, or how you've done it in the past. Your accounting file, typically QuickBooks, is a desktop file, means it lives on your desktop, your server. Chances are a place that you can't access it in real time or when you need it, or others who are working in the file can't have unlimited or real-time access. So Xero solves that problem with its cloud-based access, which is just via a web browser or the Xero app. The second thing we really love about Xero is that it's unlimited users. So if you've ever worked in a QuickBooks file and somebody has said, hey, can you switch to multi-user? You're in single user mode. That's what's happening. You've got two people that are trying to access a file and it won't let you. They're also running into issues with multi-users in QuickBooks, and then limits on the amount. With Xero, you have no limits on users. Use as many as you want. Bank feeds. All right. I'm going to spend a little more time on this because this is where the magic happens in Xero. I think they do the best job of this of all the cloud apps as far as a bank feed. Think of it like this. Xero connects means it connects to your bank and credit cards, because you have to input your login credentials and connect the two. And then it pulls the data in, it feeds it in. What does that mean? What it means is your banking and credit card data is queued up, in a sense, for you to reconcile, code, etc. Let me contrast that to what many of you do right now or have done in the past. You do your books, so to speak, which means you get your bank statements, you see what's cleared the bank. For the things that aren't checks or deposits potentially, or even those maybe you might do this, you have to enter them. What does that look like? Manually keying them in, coding them to the right expense accounts or income accounts, and so on and so forth. With Xero, the data is queued up, ready to go, because it's feeding in from the bank you've told it to connect to. I'll tell you what is a great feature of the bank feeds is the ability to then take it a step further, which is to create what we call bank rules. So this is huge. So Xero allows you to create rules, and they're simply, a lot of people are familiar with kind of the if this then that type of rule, where you filter down and say, for example, if the reference of the transaction, the reference being what's fed in from the bank, if the reference includes office space D, say the vendor is Office Depot, and code that to office expense or office supplies or whatever. Very simple example, but you could see how with recurring transactions, you could set up rules where the software is doing the work for you. Contrast that to the old days, or a lot of people, I say old days, a lot of people's current situation, where they have a bank statement in front of them, and their bookkeeper, who's charging them for this, by the way, is ticking these things off as they manually enter them. If you manually enter data, you should be thinking, how can I do it better? This is a way better. So I spent a lot of time on bank feeds, but the reason is because the bank feeds are huge and they're a game changer. I do the accounting here at Mire Group for our firm. The accounting probably takes me 15 to 30 minutes a week. And that's because one thing we haven't even talked about and I get into is I use the app as well. So let's get into that. So bank feeds are great. It's really why I moved to Xero. The way you reconcile your bank in Xero is daily. The next thing I would say is connected apps. So right here where we're talking about all these spokes, I'm mentioning connected apps. That's for things like timesheet data, payroll, bill payment, inventory, industry specific. Like I worked with a company recently to do our 1-year party. They used a software called Honeybook. It's a great software that does kind of hospitality management, because Xero is not built to do that in detail. It can handle it, but it works better if you connect an app to it. So connected apps. I'll talk about the Xero app. One thing that helps me do our accounting much faster is that Xero has an app. I'll give you a perfect example. I had a friend in town this weekend. We went out to dinner. He's a colleague of mine. I paid for it. I snap a picture of the app. I get the Xero app out. I snap a picture. I say it was meals and entertainment. I say it was who was with, where we went, and what it cost. That took me 20 seconds. That accounting is now done. I don't have to get the bank statement or the credit card statement out, enter it, code it to meals. It's done. That's another reason why we love Xero. The connected apps, but their app in particular is great. But the connected apps here is what I'm talking about. And we're going to get into these more as we flesh out this series. We're going to get into some of our favorites like Gusto for payroll, Routable for bill pay. What else do we use? Deer, inventory management. We're going to get into all of these and tell you why we like these, how you can use them, what are the benefits, competitors, all that. But let's kind of get back into Xero. So connected apps, and then any device. Obviously, if you've got real-time access on a cloud-based software, you can access it via your laptop, your desktop, your iPad, your phone. And that is, in a nutshell, why we love Xero. And really why any cloud-based software is probably going to offer these. Xero is just the one that we've gravitated to. We like it better with our clients. It's worked out great for us. So Cloud 101, first episode, Xero as the hub. And any Cloud 101 series would start with your accounting software, because that's the brains of the operation in terms of the back office. And then we're going to get into all the connected apps, benefits, usage of them, tips, tricks, workarounds, etc. So stick with us on this journey. I'm going to walk you through how to use these apps, how to make your back office more efficient, and do what you want to do when you started your business, which is make more money, work less, not send out invoices at 10 o'clock at night. Let software work for you, handle a lot of the heavy lifting. So we hope to see you on the next episode.